Ashley Watkins is a mother, coach, and CEO of The Marketing Pros, a marketing consultancy that specializes in helping women entrepreneurs get more clients from Instagram. She became passionate about sales and marketing after running a successful personal training business for over a decade in Los Angeles, California. After many wins and losses, she learned to overcome cash flow challenges and grow her first business beyond six figures. Now she teaches women her client generating strategies in a method called the Marketing Pro Method. You can find her on Instagram dropping gems and helping entrepreneurs enroll new clients. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Blondie Spotlight. Today I have the phenomenal, the talented Miss Ashley. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy to have you. Yes, thank you for joining me. So, for those who don't know you, just explain what it is that you do and, well, who you are and what it is that you do.
Okay. Hi, guys. Like she said, my name is Ashley. On Instagram, I'm Miss Marketing Pro, and I specialize in helping women get clients using Instagram, using organic content, no ads, nothing like that, and really just help you improve your sales skills, really essentially, so that you can actually learn how to hit your sales revenue goals in your business. So I'm a marketing consultant in short, but we definitely focus on Instagram.
Hence the marketing pro. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yes.
So, what made you choose this industry or this career? What made you go down this path?
Yeah. I think I didn't choose it. I feel like I was resisting it because to say like you specialize in Instagram is kind of like at the time when I was realizing like, hey, I'm kind of good at this. I was also like going through a struggle of like, is somebody gonna pay me to help them with Instagram? You know what I'm saying? So I had a personal training business first and I did really well. And all my clients came from Instagram. And I started to pay attention to like the trends and like what people liked. And I was always just like maneuvering through like what is working and what's not working on Instagram and asking people like, where'd you find me? They'd be like, I followed this hashtag, or I saw you on such and such page. You went live with such and such. So that made me, after a while, even when I closed that business, I tried to just be like, okay, I'm just going to be a marketing coach, because people would be like, oh, do you do Twitter? Can you help me with my LinkedIn? And I was like, okay, but then I never made no money off of those platforms. So it's hard for me to consult you on something that I don't know for sure is going to work, but I know this is helping me pay my bills, like me promoting on Instagram. So that made me just be like, you know what, just accept it. Like, you're good at that, hone in on your skills, become an expert at that. And the people that want help with Instagram will come to you, and people that want help with Twitter or Facebook ads or something, they'll go to those people, and that's okay. But it took me a minute. It took me a while.
I love that, and I that's super important because some people, like you said, are resistant to it. But it's like if you're naturally good at it, if you know what you're doing, why not try to make a business out of it? Especially if people are coming to you for that. People were literally coming to you like, "Hey, help me with this, help me with that." You just had to add the price tag to it. So
Right.
that's great. And
Mhm.
so, since you had the personal training business and now you're the marketing consultant, you've been an entrepreneur for a while. So, let's
Yeah.
dive into that. What would you say would be some of the benefits of being an entrepreneur?
The flexibility of my time. Like, now it's all about time for me. Like, if I feel like I have to even, be on somebody else's schedule, I'm like, I think twice, because now I can do what I want on my own time. And I have children. I'm a mom. I have two sons, and now they're 14 and 16. But when I started my personal training business, they were little. And I started that business in 2011.
Mhm.
So they were, what was that? So 12 years ago, they were small, and I wanted to be able to take them to school and maybe hang out a little bit, not just be rushing them out the car because I'm rushing to work and I'm in traffic, but I really want to be with my children. And, that wasn't the main reason that I started the business.
Mhm.
I started the business because I was passionate. I was into fitness and stuff. But then the extra perk was like, hey, I can go on a field trip now. I can volunteer at the school. I can just take a walk and take care of myself in the middle of the day. I always talk about this because people look at the money, but it's like, it's more the freedom of, okay, I don't have to take this client if I don't want to, or I can take this client. I want to work with this person. It's not somebody over my head saying, hey, you need to do this for 10 hours straight. This how much we gonna pay you. This is what free time you get. You get 7 days off for the year. I'm not with that. I will never, ever, ever go back to a job. I don't care how much you pay me, because just the fact that I don't have the freedom is enough for me to be like, I'm gonna go out here and try to make my own money, and then I can take a vacation when I want to. I can,
Yes.
if something goes wrong in my day, I can spend time with my kids or fixing problems in my own life and work on my work at night if I want to. But it's definitely the time for real.
And I love that, and I agree with that as well. Because just like you said, being able to wake up and be on your own schedule, like even with this interview, like you could have picked any time during the day or whatever, and then you would be available. You make it around your schedule versus like, oh, I got to get off work or whatever. You decide when your day ends, so and when it starts. So
True.
I love that. But we both know that it is two sides to everything. So what would you say would be a negative of being an entrepreneur?
The sales, what I help people with, like getting customers. And that's why I do it, because that's the hardest part of the business, is being able to bring in a customer. But people don't say that. They won't be like, yo, I don't have no money, or I'm struggling, or my business is not making any money. And that was my struggle the whole time. How do I get clients? How do I get a new client? When this client don't want to work with me anymore, where's my next client coming from? You could shoot content all day, but then if nobody's coming in the door, you really don't have a business.
Right.
And me struggling with that for the longest and wasting a lot of time and money, like just doing things that were not fruitful to my business, but just doing it to try to get a customer. I mean, business cards, events, pop-up shops. After a while, I was just like, I don't know if, and I think that was God being like, since you're struggling with this, but you're also trying to figure it out, as you get these solutions, reach back, teach another person how to do it. Because I look even on Instagram and I see people doing stuff wrong, and I remember when I was doing that stuff, I'm like, yeah, I was doing the same thing. I was doing the same thing. And it's hard because you're experimenting in a sense.
Right.
When it comes with your marketing, you don't know who you're going to attract. You don't really have the skills. You're an entrepreneur, and whatever you selling, that's your specialty. You don't specialize in sales, right? You
Right.
don't specialize in branding. You don't specialize in marketing, but that's going to get the customers in. So I would be like, I would market kind of okay, and then I'd get a customer, then I'd focus on them, because now I got some money. And then I kind of wouldn't pay attention to my marketing anymore, and then that person would drop. And then I'd be like, oh shoot, I gotta go focus on marketing again. And I gotta try to figure out, how did I get that last customer? How can I replicate that again and get another customer? So that's been even now, if I hit a certain revenue, how do I double that revenue? Those are the money is the main challenge in the business. The other stuff, once you get clients and customers coming in, you just fall into your expertise and serve them, and then it's cake. But keeping people coming through the door, because people talk about scaling. Means you got so many customers that you need to go to the next level. Most businesses don't even make it to that point. So I feel like that's the biggest challenge for me and for everybody.
I love you bringing up scaling too, because that's such a popular word these days. Oh, you need to scale your business. You need to scale. Some people just need to, like you said, get the people in the door. So that
Right.
way you can have the revenue to scale. You can't even go to the next level. You're not ready to go to the next level yet, but it's good to have those goals, but
Mhm.
you need to be structurally sound, or like you said, have a revolving, well, I don't want to say revolving door. That doesn't sound right, but having
Revolving door
consistent
is good.
income.
Yeah, revolving door is good. I'd rather have a revolving door and people be on a wait list. You see,
I
than
like that.
than
Yeah.
to not have people coming in, because it's too hard to build up that momentum again.
Hmm.
If you pause and be like, no, I don't need people this month. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm good. I'm fully booked.
Hmm.
And even what you're saying about scaling, scaling just means that I was doing this one to one, and now there's so many customers that I need to find a way to make this grow. So I need to do a group, or I need to hire another coach or consultant, because it's too many people for this to grow at the structure that it's at. So if you don't have 20 customers, what are you scaling? Who are you scaling? You still that entrepreneur that's serving those people as a solopreneur.
Hmm.
And when people talk about scaling, they're getting ahead of themselves because they haven't hit the problem, which is too many customers, that makes you have to scale. I got too many customers. Now what's my next step? You don't have no customers, it's nothing to scale. You just got to keep working that thing until you get it to where it's at. then you have the problem that, oh shoot, I need to scale. Mm-hmm.
I love that breakdown. Yes, that was very that I've never heard it broken down like that, but that makes perfect sense. Yes, I love that. Okay, so let's get into more about Miss Ashley a little bit. What is something that people wouldn't guess about you, like a little known fact?
I know a good one. I'm introverted. Like I'm super introverted. Like I'm always on social media and stuff, but I am really like someone that likes to be alone. I like my quiet time. I don't necessarily like to talk a lot, but I show up for my community, So people think like, oh, it's easy for you to show up because you're like this people person or something. It's not, nah, I don't want to go live just like the next person necessarily. But a lot of times, like if I'm working with a client one-on-one and they have a problem, I have that like something inside of me that's like somebody else might have that problem. I better go live about that. Or dang, I helped this person through that. Let me share it with other people because I'm just in a habit of creating content. But in real life, I don't have a huge circle of friends. I'm not always at every function. I'm not very like, if I go around people, I need to be at home to like refuel my battery for like a day or two after I'm like interacting with people just because I feel like I give a lot and then I'm depleted, So I have a lot of times where I don't know if social media notices it where I have a couple days where you won't see me. I'll be reposting old content or something. I still have a presence, but no, I'm in here not talking to nobody. My house is super quiet. Like I said, my kids are older, so they kind of do their own thing, and I just be in here by myself.
I think that's a common misconception for, I'm not gonna say all content creators because some are very extroverted, but I've heard that quite a bit, and I'm similar. Like I will go out, but like you said, I need to go home and recharge. My friends will be like, "You coming out again? I was just with y'all yesterday. I can't see y'all till next week." Okay, I'm full. I can't right now.
Right.
Okay, so what needs to happen for Ashley to have a good day?
Ooh, that's a great question. One, in the beginning of the day, I need to like have time with God. Like I feel like I need to pray. I need to just wake up and just take a deep breath and just be grateful for waking up. Just have that moment because I would have the habit of grabbing my phone or responding, checking an email or something. So I try my best every day to just have that moment. Journaling, like people talk about journaling a lot, but I have hundreds of journals and notebooks that I just need to get my thoughts out so that I don't overthink things or worry too much. Um, Exercise and movement, definitely. Like as cliche as that sounds, like that's why I live in LA because I can get up and walk my dog and walk and get some sort. I can walk to a park, at time during the year and still be active, and my space needs to be clean. Like really needs to be clean. Like not OCD level, but like it's very hard for me to sit in a mess or disorganization without like my thoughts being clear first. Even if I'm going to sit down to work, I need to see my day planned out. I just need organization and like clutter freeness in my life or I'm feel all over the place. So it's probably a long list of things. Like
That's
like,
okay.
even like how I eat and stuff. It's like that's why I said to you what I said about the free time because I have literally structured my day to be to feed into my vitality, right? Like if my food is not, if I don't know what I'm gonna eat for the day, if I'm tired, if I didn't get to journal or I didn't get to take that walk, I'm probably gonna cancel the day because I'm not gonna feel good. If we skip over those things, even I talk to women about looking good. I put that in my schedule, like however many minutes or hour that I need to like not necessarily be beat faced completely every day, but like a minimal just looking good so I can feel good and working from home. I know you can get comfortable and be in pajamas and just kind of just whatever it's, but I do my best not to do that. I try to just still act as if I was going to work, because I am still going to work and I need my lunch. I need my walk. I need my break. I need to rest, all that stuff. So I make sure I have a huge whiteboard in my kitchen. I have planners, like I said. I make sure that I do set my day up so that I can go as good as possible most days, because stuff's gonna happen, anyways. But yeah, just those things in alignment. And even I had to just tell myself recently, like, even if you don't meditate in the morning or pray in the morning, still do it at some point. Whenever you recognize it, stop and take a moment, take a deep breath, be grateful. Just if I don't get to do any of that stuff, I know I'm feeling off for real.
That's good. And I love that, because earlier you were talking about time freedom, and some people can take, oh, well, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm free, I can do whatever I want. But even still, as entrepreneurs, you still need structure, or else you won't get anything done, because it's like, oh, well, I can do this in 2 hours, and 2 hours. Oh, I can do this in 8 hours. And next thing you know, the whole week is gone by and you just procrastinated because you have so much free time. But now your customer or your client is looking at you like, where my stuff at? So that's good that people understand there is a balance with that free time. You still need structure and organization, so that way you can continue to have that free time. And then I feel like, I feel like you would say this as well, being organized in your personal life. Well, you did say that help you being organized in your personal life helps you be organized in your business life. It's going to trickle over, because you're going to be disciplined over here and over there.
It's true. And you need boundaries.
Yes.
Boundaries and discipline. Like, a lot of people don't be getting why I'm on do not disturb, or no, I can't talk to you right now, mom. Like, because outside people will only respect what you prioritize. So if your business is like secondary to you and you feel like you got free time, you could just talk on the phone, you could just go run Target with your friend or something real quick. You can't leave it on other people to respect your time as an entrepreneur. You got to do that first, set those boundaries, and then you can set your day up the way that it needs to go. But I see most people like people pleasing and moving their day around. It could be their husband, their children, even their family. But it's like, I get that you want to prioritize your family, but you can't take care of them if you don't have that structure and you don't time block off your day to work on your business and work on yourself. It's never gonna happen. It's gonna be hard.
That is very true. I love that. Okay, so finish this sentence. When I'm not working, I like to blank.
Oh, when I'm not working, I like to spend time with my man. I ain't gonna lie, because
Okay.
it's one of those things where, like, I was such an entrepreneur for so long and such a go-getter and like a boss chick, that I feel like I didn't have balance in other parts of my life, like my love life, or, before I would always say the kids, because it's like you're a mom, so it's always the kids, the kids, the kids. But now I want to be loved on. I want to be catered to. I want to be spoiled. I want somebody to make me smile. I want somebody to pour into me. I want quality time with, and friends too. I just want to feel love. I don't want, everything isn't about money all the time. Everything isn't about hustling and grinding and making money. I even have to make sure if I'm not working, I'm not even talking about it. I'm like, it's time for me to kind of turn that side of me off and actually just eat some popcorn and watch a movie and not think about it, and just not say screw it, but just literally shut down that side of my brain to actually be able to laugh and just have like love and joy in my life. Like, that is, I feel like, what helps me have happiness. And then when I do work, I'm working in that same spirit. You get me? It's not like I'm so hard up all the time and serious and overly ambitious all the time. It's just like, you got to turn that down sometimes.
Yes, I love it. I've been talking to my friends about that too, where it's like, I just want, we call it, I want to be soft, pretty, and pink. Because I'm the hard friend. Like, no, I got to get this done, and we doing this and power moves and all that. And they're just like, okay, girl, boy, I'm about to go hang out with my man. And I'm like, well, I got work to do. Yeah. So I'm gonna manifest me a man for this year too, so I can be soft, pretty, and pink.
Even when I was single, I was doing the same thing, right? Like, I was taking myself on dates. I was being taken on dates. I was, going out by myself. I was still doing the same things, just doing it with another person, because that love element of your life, you have to still create that space for that. I was very guilty of, I don't have a man, so now I just grind, and just chase goals. But you don't realize that even a man is not going to fit into that anyways, and then you're going to have to try to undo those patterns. So I still, even single, would go date, go do stuff, go out by myself, because that's how you meet guys, really. out by yourself. We're usually like work and our girlfriends.
Right.
You know, and if you out with your girlfriends, you're not gonna get approached. But I started taking myself out and going out and dating and just doing stuff like I was not, because here's my thing, like I don't want to have this expectation of this man to treat me a certain way when I don't even know what I like. I don't even know what restaurants I like. I don't even know how to pour into myself, but then I'm gonna have this high standard of him to spoil me and take me to these fancy places and stuff. Like, well, let me just do that now and create that space. And then it's just a norm, you know, once I am in a relationship, we're just doing those things together and still having fun. But I'm gonna have fun without you and turn off work without a man and not wait until a man is present for me to create that time and space, you know.
I like that is very true, to make space for it now. So I will say with that, I have been prioritizing treating myself well. So maybe that means he's coming. So because I'm like in that space where you said, like, I'm learning, like, let me treat myself how I want to be treated. So like you said, that really struck a chord with me to be like, okay, I am doing that. So that way, like you said, I'm not expecting him to do something that I don't even do for myself. And back to what you said earlier about the boundaries. So if I don't even know what boundaries, what I will and won't tolerate from myself, how can I expect that from somebody else?
That's a bar. I hope somebody just wrote that down.
Right.
That's a good point. It's a majorly good point. Mm-hmm.
So let's get back into business right quick, okay? So if you had to start over, whether this is starting a new business or starting where you are with the business that you have now, if you were starting over, what is the first thing that you would do? Whether that's what is the first thing that you would do? I don't even want to give you an example. I want you to tell me.
I would just pitch more to people. Just go out and try to get those no's. You know what I'm saying? I talk about this a lot in my content. We spend months like getting ready, creating content. I wouldn't do any of that. I wouldn't even build a website. I would just pitch my offer to somebody, like go up to people, DM people literally and be like, hey, I help people get clients on Instagram. Do you need help with that? And as many times as people say no, I would just learn from the experience, listen to them, get feedback, and then build and develop. And then imagine you build a website after you do that. You know, imagine how good the website is going to be. Imagine how good the copy is going to be. Imagine how good your marketing is going to be because you didn't talk to people. People aren't pitching to anybody. They're creating this offer, they're creating curriculums, they're creating coaching programs, grouping programs. They haven't talked to one person. They haven't talked to one person. Then if they launch it, they don't even know if anybody wants it or needs it. You know what I'm saying? I would just come up with an offer and pitch it first.
That does make sense because I've seen that quite a bit from different coaching programs that I'm in. And they're just, like you said, you're just doing stuff and they have the disposable income. So they're able to, I'm going to say it's disposable. Maybe it's not for them, but they're willing to invest. We won't say disposable. They're willing to invest. But like you said, you haven't tested any of this. So you think it's a good idea. Somebody else was like, yeah, that's a good idea. That actually happened to me. While I'm over here talking about, I've seen it before.
Happened to me too. That's why I'm talking about it.
I was just like, oh yeah, this is a great idea. And other people were like, yes, it is. And then when I launched it, it was like crickets. Nobody was, I thought y'all said this was and I was talking to people who actually could purchase it. But in there, I guess it just sounded good. I don't know. I should go back and ask them, why you didn't support my first business?
Right. You should have sold it to them. See, that's the thing. Sometimes we are like, you know, people do like beta testing, right? You know, when you're looking for someone to validate the idea. If I sell it to you, you're going to say yes or no. You're going to say, and if you say, no, I don't want it, I'm going to say, hey, do you want to buy this? You say, hey, no, I don't want to buy it. And I'm going to go into, why don't you want to buy this? Well, I don't really need that right now. What I need is this. Then I can formulate a better offer because I offered you, I asked you for your money for it. I didn't ask you what's a good idea because people are just going to tell you whatever. But when it comes to their pocketbooks, hey, we'll buy it. Are you interested in buying it? Like, can I offer it to you? And then if they say no, then you get to get clarification on why they don't want it, you know?
That is a good point. So they need to write that down too.
Right. Sell it. Go sell it. Or try to sell it.
Yes. Do your best to get that sale. Okay, so we're going to play a quick game. We're going to do would you rather, this or that, whichever one you want to call it. Let me see. Okay, I think this will be a good one for you. Oh, no, didn't mean to click on that. Would you rather have no Wi-Fi or no music?
Ooh. No music. No
So you need
music.
the internet.
It's,
Would you rather eat tacos or eat pizza?
ooh, pizza. I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Okay, because I was thinking with you being in LA, like, ooh, taco trucks and all that. Pizza all day. Okay.
Pizza all day. Mhm.
Would you rather stay in bed or be up all night?
Ooh, stay in bed. Oh,
Would you rather bungee jump or skydive?
skydive. I bungee jumped before.
How
Skydive.
was that?
Scary. Scary, but I guess I always wondered, like, is it gonna be scarier? What's the difference? So I would definitely skydive.
Okay. All right. Would you rather fly on a plane or drive?
Oh, I hate to fly on a plane. I don't like driving.
Is it because of the LA traffic or just period?
It's because of LA. Definitely.
All right. I think I already know the answer to this, but just for anybody wondering, would you rather go out or stay in?
Definitely stay in. I like to dance. That's how you can get me out. I like to dance.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Would you rather read a book or watch TV?
Book, definitely.
All right. You mentioned this earlier, but would you rather have a cat or a dog?
I don't like cats, so definitely dog. I have a little Shih Tzu, Bella.
I have a Shih Tzu Chihuahua mix. Okay. My little Luna, who is over there, but that's fine. She's being quiet, so I'm gonna leave her alone because she's leaving me alone. Okay, just back to business. What would you say is your goal for your business? And that can be your goal for this year, that can be the next 5 years, however you want to do that. What's your goal with your business?
My goal for, I'll just say this year, is to double my revenue every quarter. So, it's sort of like the numbers game. Like once you start getting those sales, it's like, okay, how do I double those sales? Or how do I reduce the amount of no's that I'm getting, right? Objections and things like that. So just improving on certain things, I've planned to actually need to scale, myself by the end of the year. So for me, it's like hitting those revenue numbers. I mean, I'm on the clock because even now, if I say I must double my revenue every quarter, we at the end of January. So that's just for me to give myself more incentive because you could easily float through the whole year with the same revenue every month, or even lower revenue. Like it could go down some months and up. And that's what I've had happen in previous years, like a good year, a bad year, a good year, okay year. Now I want to continuously have better and better and better quarters, not even years. That's my goal.
Okay. And for anyone that is looking to work with you, how can they work with you? What is it that you want to offer them? How can they get in touch with you? All of that information.
Okay. The best way to talk to me is through Instagram DM, as you see. That's how we talked.
Yes.
I talk to you. I send videos, voice notes. I love the DMs. The other thing is the best way to work with me is one-on-one. So I don't have any group offers or classes or anything. I just have you work with me one-on-one. Either you get a VIP day and we work together all day and I train you on what I call the Marketing Pros method. And that teaches you content strategy, marketing strategy, sales, how to pitch, how to DM, how to overcome objections, your email marketing, everything that's going to be connected to your Instagram. So I can teach you that in a day, or I can work with you monthly, which is my one-on-one option where we work together for 90 days. You get a money back guarantee and we hit your profit goals so that eventually you don't need me. So those are two options, VIP day or monthly. I also do an hour strategy call, but that's more for someone that is like, they're on it, but they just need that strategy. Like, okay, am I doing this right? Here's my bottleneck. I'm hitting my numbers, but I'm not hitting them all the way. An hour with me will do it for some people. So if you need like a quick fix, I do offer hourly consultations. And I always give like the recording, the transcript, give you worksheets, give you stuff so that when you walk away, you have SOPs for your social media. You have a step-by-step guide. My goal really is for if you have a virtual assistant or a social media person that you can just go hire, you can give them this strategy, this recording, or they can even come and be trained too. So you won't need me. You'll have your team or whoever's working with you, or even you yourself, and you'll be able to go out and execute it on your own. Like for me, this is all about execution, because I'm tired of hearing people say, oh, I paid for this and it didn't work, or I bought this course and it didn't work. So that's why it's one-on-one, and it's training for you to be able to go out and do this. And I always follow up with people. Hey, I'm checking in. You work with me, I'm turning on your post notifications, because we need to see that you following the strategy. How many people did you reach out to today? Because sometimes you need that accountability at first, because it's a little scary, to be pitching your offers daily, especially if you haven't been. And if you haven't been like really having those sales conversations we were talking about, you may need that guidance. So that's how I work with people. It's just teach them the method, train them, hold them accountable, follow up with them, give them the tools. And it's like, okay, go get your money, get your money.
I love that. And that is your methods. I've been following you for a while now. Your methods, what you teach on just Instagram alone is dope. I've learned so much from you. And then just that personal touch that you give with the DMs, because there are different automations and different things like that you can do, but just getting those voice, I'll say for my own personal experience, even though we were doing this in a collaborative, conversation and things, still getting those voice notes, I was like, I feel special. Okay. She took the time to talk to me. Like,
that's part of
it could have been an automated. I have mini chat. I use it, but given that special touch, that was like, I feel special. So I know that's something that I want to take moving forward, make it my own and everything like that. But that I see how it made me feel. So moving forward, I can see how it can make someone else feel. So even in that moment where you weren't trying to teach me something, you taught me something.
Yeah, I want people to take that. That is a unique thing that I do. And I understand that that's not scalable, right? Because like you said, it can't be automated. And I've even had this conversation with people where I'm sending 60 DMs a day. And even my boyfriend was like, well, can't you send the same one? I said, no. I know that this is time consuming, but that's why, maybe you scale other things in your business, right? Automate your emails, automate something else. But like you said, that personal touch of sending somebody a video or a voice note and using their name and like looking through their profile a little bit to learn about them before you hop in their DMs, it goes a long way. So I teach that too, like prospecting and getting to know and because people say community, but they don't really mean community. They mean they just want you following them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But like if you're taking that time to foster those relationships with each person, and it's not like you're pitching to them necessarily, you're just building a closer relationship with the people that you claim to care about. Actually, it's actually taking that action step to really care about them. I have no intentions of selling you my offer. Right. But if we could collaborate, or, maybe down the line, you can help me in some sort of way. So, the DMs is definitely where it's at for sure.
I love that. I love that. So thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. I really enjoyed talking to you. I know this will not be the last either. Yes. And you all, if you are interested in working with Ashley, which I know you are, you want to go ahead and follow her. She is on Instagram at Miss Marketing Pro. It's going to be down here below. It's going to be in the description. So you don't even have to look for it. You can just click the link, go ahead and follow her. Like I said, her free content is amazing. So just imagine what working with her is going to look like. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me. Until next time. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Blondie Spotlight. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment, and subscribe. You can also stream this show on several podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and Overcast.